Hey, folks, and welcome to Three Men in a Jampott, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. My name is Claw, and today I'm joined by the mighty MB, the marvellous Matt, and of course, the juicy booty Josh. Each week, the host, which this week is me, will have a topic for the group to talk about, and points are awarded for the best conversation or ideas. The winner will then be the host of the next episode. So, welcome everyone. How are you all doing?
I'm really excited to be on this podcast, I've got to be honest. I've been working on my summer bod all this time. I've got my pecs going, my arms. I'm ready for this visual podcast that we're about to do.
We're all beach body ready.
I'm not. I've gotten fatter over the last year. Just to let you all know, I've got a little beer belly, even though I don't drink beer. But yeah.
Drinking that fine Romanian wine.
That fine Romanian wine. But yeah,
made from the freshest wine. How do you make wine?
Grapes.
Grapes made from the freshest grapes and secret ingredient.
So, leading on from grapes, anyway. So, has everybody seen or are they aware of Deadpool and Wolverine?
I went to see it on Sunday.
Okay, first of all, what did you think?
Fantastic. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. I thought it was for fans of the X-Men.
Yep.
It was probably the best turnout for that, in all honesty. A lot of very comic accurate shiz going on, and I'm here for it.
Yep, 100% agree. Anyone else?
Yeah, it was good. Saw it on Sunday. We had a fire alarm actually go off during the movie, which was the weirdest thing ever.
Where did you watch
it? At the Odeon in Lincoln. It was
okay,
really weird. So
me.
we're on this scene. I thought the film was absolutely fantastic, but we're on this scene quite early on. I won't spoil it, but it's just a talking scene, and all of a sudden we just hear this kind of alarm saying there is an emergency. Please make your way to the nearest exit as directed by members of staff. And everyone just stopped and just looked around at each other, thinking, is this part of the film? Is this really part of the film? Because the lights didn't come back on. And so what ended up happening is we literally stayed in there for an extra 15 minutes before anyone got up and moved. And then formed a British orderly queue out the cinema. But
whilst you all set on fire and died.
It's all part of the movie. It's just all part of the film.
Yeah, I like the fact that you thought it was part of it. Is that this is so good. I love the fourth wall breaking so much, but now they've brought it here.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Nice,
fantastic.
Cool, man. Are you into it, Josh, or are you not sort of into that sort of stuff?
I saw the man from it on Chicken Shop Date.
Oh, I haven't watched it, but yeah, I also saw you. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. And I am a fan of them, but no, I have not seen the movies. I think I've seen the first one when it came out, originally when it came out, but I sort of fell off a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm more excited about Twister 2. Twisters.
Such a classic name for a sequel. But stick on S on it, it'll be fine. Yeah.
More than one. Oh, God.
But yeah, anyway, so I thought it could be a cool talking point. I also went to watch as well. I didn't just randomly ask you, have you seen the film? I thought it was awesome. Really, really good film. I don't know if it's my favourite out of the three, but yeah, definitely up there. And I thought we could have a bit of fun with a bit of role play. Does everyone like role play?
Oh, I mean, are we talking whips?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It depends. It depends what you guys can think of. Because the idea here is, I want you to imagine, this is all imagination stuff now, I want you to imagine you are a superhero or villain. You can be either. It doesn't have to be good. It's just soup. If anybody watches The Boys, they'll know soups. So you're just a soup, okay? And I want you to think of your name, think of a cool name, and I want you to tell me what your powers are or what you can do. And don't be boring and say, I can do fucking everything I can. I want nice, specific stuff. And then an origin story. So you can take a bit of time if you need to think. If you guys are ready, we can chat about it now. But yeah, I thought that could be a good starting point, and that'll run on for the rest of the episode.
I mean, I'm happy to jump in if needed.
Yeah, go for it.
Super Josh. That's not my superhero's name, I should say. Let me just have a think about this. So my guy, I need to come up with a name. I already know what power I'm going to go for, and his name is going to be somewhat related, and I'm going to do the alliteration thing where they always have the first letter of the first name and surname are the same, like
Nice.
Peter Parker or Iron Man or I don't Tony Tark.
Tony Turtle Tark.
Okay, all the ones I'm picking aren't like that, but usually they have the same first letter. So my guy is going to be Freddy Fork.
Okay.
And we'll see how it goes from there. But I've got a backstory, right?
Yeah.
So, set your minds back to last week. And it's based in London. I'm going to go for an English superhero because there's not many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this guy. I'd say he's about 22, and he's a bit of an introvert. He's got some friends, but never really wanted to get out of his comfort zone. Preferred to be online than offline. Mm-hmm. Sort of sounds familiar. And he just sort of chills and doesn't get invited to many parties. Just likes to stay in and read a good book. Mm-hmm. So one day he was coming home from work. He works in a coffee shop, why not, called Katie's Coffees. And he was driving home and he got lost because of a road closure in London. And it ended up taking him to a really dodgy area. And then to make it worse, his car broke down. Terrible stuff. So he gets out his car to have a look at it, and it's there's smoke coming out the front. When suddenly this man comes up from behind him and puts a knife to him, and he's like, "I'm gonna gut you," or whatever scary people say.
Really convincing. Really convincing.
He's from London, so it's like, "Oh, what, mate? I'm gonna gut your throat, or him." And he puts the knife into his side, even though he said throat. And he doesn't stab him, but he's like holding it there, and he's like, "You give me all your money." And Freddy Fork is like, "I don't want to. I want to get home and read my books." He's from Alabama now. And then, so he holds the knife to him when suddenly his broken car backfires and it sounds like a gunshot. So the dodgy man panics and stabs Freddy in the side. And as he stabs him, the knife starts to feel funny inside him. And he looks down a bit shocked, and he's not in pain. And as the man pulls the knife out, it dissolves and turns into light. And then suddenly light starts pouring out of his wound, wraps around the handle of the knife and pulls it back into his body. And then the wound closes. And it's like he was never even stabbed in the first place. So here the bad man panics and he punches Freddy Fork in the face and knocks him out. A few days later, he wakes up in a hospital bed. The doctor shining the light in his eye. I'm going really deep into the story, by the way.
It's good.
It's the doctor shining light into his eyes, saying, "Freddy, can you hear me?" Like clicking in his ears, like, "Can you hear me, Freddy?" And Freddy wakes up and he's like, "What happened?" And "Oh, you've been in here for 4 days. We thought you were gone. You were attacked in a dodgy street." And he went, "What about the stabbing?" And the doctor's like, What stabbing? We checked you over. You just got a good punch to the brain." And they can't figure out what he's on about. And they think it must have been like a coma-induced hallucination or something like that. He was never stabbed. But Freddy knew that this knife went inside him and disappeared. So anyway, a few days later, he's discharged from the hospital. And it turns out that the man who hit him was a famous criminal. Stabby McStabbins. And he was wanted. He was like well known for killing many people, but the police just couldn't find him. But because of this, it alerted the police and they were able to find him. And because of that, Freddy Fork becomes famous. Now, his friends who never wanted to invite him to parties, they start inviting him, but he chooses not to go. Elton John sends him an invite. The Prime Minister sends him an invite, but no, he just wants to sit home and read his books and think about this mysterious knife wound. But then one day he comes home from work, and there, on the kitchen table, I should say there, sticking out of the letterbox, because he lives alone, is a letter with a wax seal on it from the king. He's invited to Buckingham Palace. Seriously, I'm going deep into this. And so the next day he goes out and he buys a new suit, and he has a shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Anyway, and he's wandering around thinking about this knife wound. What is going on? A few weeks later he goes to Buckingham Palace, and there at security is a metal detector. and he starts to worry. He goes up to the metal detector and walks straight through. Nothing happens. Was it all a dream? Was there really a stabbing in the first place? As he gets into Buckingham Palace and goes to the kitchen with King Charles for a brew, Charles realises he's never been in this area of Buckingham Palace before because there's like 5 billion rooms and he doesn't know where the spoons are. But Freddy does. Freddy has a supernatural power to know where cutlery is kept in the kitchen.
For fuck's sake.
And Cutlery Man is born, and he can always walk into any room and find the cutlery drawer. That's it.
That was genuinely... You know what? At first I was like, fucking it's going on too long here. And then I was like, you know what? I'm engrossed. I was genuinely getting really into that story. I feel like we just had the whole film, not the origin story. My God. Nicely done, man. Nice done. What was the name? Sorry, Freddy Fork? Or Forks?
Freddy Fork is the name of the guy.
Freddy
and
Fork,
his power superhero is Cutlery Man.
Okay, Cutlery Man. Let me write this down.
Working title.
I meant to say as well, I forgot to actually mention, or maybe I didn't, I forgot. So, for this round in particular, there's going to be 3 points going to the most creative, the one that I think is most creative, and then 2 for the second place, 1 point for the third place. Just so everyone knows.
I'll take my 3 points now, thank you.
So just know, I'm somebody where I like it when everyone gets points, even if you were the worst. So anyway, cool, thanks for that. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Cool.
I'll go next. The story begins with a man.
Nice.
A prolific man. A man about town. A real Jack the lad. Jack Dawson was his name.
Hang on.
Was.
Hang on.
Was being the operative word. Because due to a tragic sex accident, his entire body was turned into a cybernetic being called Artson. That's spelled Artsem.
These pauses are killing you.
I'm on tenterhooks, whatever they are.
Artson awoke with no recollection of who he was before or what his sole purpose was. Until, like the Matrix, trickles of data across his eyes appeared. And he knew that his power, his robot power, was to be able to artificially inseminate anybody by will. And he had a choice to make.
Is that? Can I just check? Is that impregnating someone?
Why, yes, Josh. Yes, it is.
Right. So his power is he can make people pregnant. Okay, go on.
Against their will. Oh, anyway, continue.
But he doesn't have to do anything with them. He can just click his fingers and bam, you're pregnant,
okay,
Josh.
So,
bam,
cool.
you're
Okay.
pregnant, MB.
Okay.
And he had a choice to make. He had a choice to make. Like RoboCop, he had a choice to make. He could either start a family like a normal fucking human, or he could go on an artificial insemination rampage against the people who did him wrong. That's right, the strippers. Strippers that he had a sex accident with because he shouldn't have been doing it. You're not supposed to have sex with strippers. Unless they're your partner, then that's fine.
Deadpool.
Exactly. And that is my superhero. Artson.
Nice.
Or is he an anti-hero?
That...
He could literally help millions of people, but he could also choose not to. IVF would be a thing of the past.
He got attacked. He got killed in a sex act and then turned into RoboCop that artificially inseminates people.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you're on board.
It's not the hero we want or the hero we need, but it's the
one
hero
you
we
fucking
got.
get in.
Yeah.
Okay, nicely done. Okay, MB, what we got?
Okay. Right. Are you guys ready for this?
I think
it's going to be brutal. So, the superhero's name is John. That's his normal name. John Big Ball. Now, John Big Ball is a lovely human being. He used to be just your average run-of-the-mill factory worker. And then one of the days that he went into work, unfortunately, he had a little bit of an accident. You see, John's factory produces stress balls that look like testicles. And they're done in this big old vat of goop. The actual company doesn't tell them what the goop is. Now, John, unfortunately, takes a bit of a tumble at work when he notices his employers being a little bit shady. So while trying to overhear them, he leans over the railing to get a good look, and away he goes, over the side, straight into the vat. Things start changing, his body starts feeling weird, and poof, Pink Ballsack Boy was born. Now, Pink Ballsack Boy isn't your standard superhero. He has an incredible power. One, he looks like a ballsack, so people run in fear. But two, he can look like anybody. You see, he has the ability to steal people's ballsacks and wear them as his face. But because of how people in the world perceive ballsacks, and obviously in the dog world, they sniff each other and they know who they are. And that also, coincidentally, applies to humans. So Pink Ballsack Man goes around the city of Detroit fighting crime, occasionally doing adverts for, the pawn shops over there with Les Gold and all that sort of thing. He's a very big into reality TV, and he'll fight crime by taking their friend's face and tricking them into getting into his white van. What goes on in there? I don't know. It's never explained, but it's fantastic. You could have a franchise of films. You could have Pink Ballsack Man versus the Hard Metal Pipe. Pink Ballsack Man versus the Microwave. It's Getting Bigger. That's another one. The Ballsackers. And that's where, it's kind of like the Avengers, except they've... There's just a lot more of them, like his kids, like he doesn't realise he passes on his superhero powers to his kids. It's a whole thing. You could have merchandise, like bags and purses. But yeah, his power is pretty unique, I think. And very hairy.
A shape-shifting ballsacker.
Yeah.
Nice, I was just clarifying I had that written down.
He's a shape-shifting ballsack man.
I like the thought that there's like a copycat superhero who's just a guy who gets his nuts out everywhere. I could be like him too.
I like the fact that MB is already merchandising this with
I was just about to say it's very boys.
And purses.
Yeah, you get handbags, purses,
little clutch bag.
Little clutch bag,
seat
belts.
Yeah.
You could have a little seat belt that's literally just a ball sack, and then you pull the ball sack down and stretch it all down. It'd be great.
Does he have legs, or does he just like walk around on his multiple balls?
Oh, he has legs. His arms are ball sacks though.
So it's not Randy from South Park, where he's just using him as a space hopper.
No, he can actually move.
What was his name again?
John Ballbag. John Ballbag.
So we have our I'm going to say they're not heroes. We have our soups, and I'm glad that we have a mix as well. That's going to make it fun. It's going to make it interesting. But beep, 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 breaking news. Okay, I need you to react fast. All of you have answers ready. There's been an awful pile up on the Humber Bridge, and for some frickin' reason, there's a family of 4 in a car dangling over the edge. What do you do? You've got 5 seconds to decide, and I'm going to ask one of you randomly what you're going to do. 5.
God. Oh no,
4,
I've picked the wrong hero.
3, 2, 1. Cutlery Man, what you doing?
Do they need a cup of tea?
No questions, you have to act.
Oh, I go up there and I say, do you need a cup of tea? And what do they say?
No, I need help.
I go to... No, here's a little story. Cast your mind back. I'm buying time here.
Do you like the dead? They're fallen. They're dead.
No. There's a little cafe on the Humber Bridge called the Viking Cafe, and I go in there and I know where those spoons are. or not me, Freddy does. Oh God, I've just given away my identity. And I go in there and I find all the forks. You know when you put like 2 fork ends together and you can like attach them, sort of like the prongs, you interlock them like when you hold hands with someone.
Mm-hmm.
I do that, and I build a really long stick of forks, and I just go over there and I say, grab on.
At which point you realise they're dead and they've already sunk to the bottom of the room.
No, I might have some forks in my pocket, and I say, grab on, or did I mention he can move things with his mind?
You've told me the powers are their powers.
He stabs them with a fork and just lifts them out.
They're dead. Okay.
No, they're alive. Trust me, they're fine. They're fine.
John Ballbags, what did you do?
John Ballbag is absolutely fantastic. He rushes to the scene of the incident. He sees the family about to go over the edge. He realises he has got no hope because he's a shapeshifter. So what does he do? He opens the back seat, gets the kids out, looks at the dad and the mum and says, "Don't worry, I'll look after him." And then he takes the dad's ball sack, puts it over his face and raises the kids as his own. And those kids are going to grow up to be absolute testicles.
Okay, Artson, what are you gonna? I just realised this round's a bit unfair because poor Jam had to answer quicker. But anyway, Artson, what did you do?
Artson turns up, points at the woman in the car and goes, "That lady is pregnant, get her out." And all of a sudden, the police and the fire brigade actually want to do something about it. Nobody can ever not help a pregnant woman. Ever.
Okay,
it's just not on the cards.
Okay, you used your power well. I'll give them that. I will give you all credit because you all used your powers. Even Cutlery Man gave it a good fair go.
He wasn't made for bridge-related
this sort of role.
I like the fact that you were trying to do the fork balancing trick that you do on a toothpick and thought that's it, that will do.
That's the one.
Ta-da!
Well, you'll be happy. Well, not happy to know. That's just like a bonus. That was the bonus bit. So there was a point available there. I'm not going to tell you who it went to, but there was a point available there. Anyway, moving on to the next sort of section of the episode. I thought it could be fun to do a super knowledge. So it's just a quiz that I'm calling super knowledge. And I got 5 questions to do with soups and this more real world stuff. And I just want your answers. You're still your characters, so during this round, let's make it fun. I want everyone to answer these questions in their character's accent, and it needs to be convincing. Again, so this is a round where I'll ask the question, and you'll all get an answer. So don't panic. There's not sort of like a massive rush to the answer. You'll all get it, and I'll try and alternate it so whoever goes first doesn't keep going first.
Can I change my character's backstory and make
him
Japanese?
You're in the game.
I want him to go Kudururi man. I feel like that would be better.
If anybody didn't specify where the character's from, they can do that. But yours was a Cockney, right? Wasn't he?
No, that was the bad guy. My guy's just from England, so I have the freedom of English accents.
Okay, yes, all right, there we go. Nicely done. See, that's fair enough. So you can have fun. I'm not that strict. If you want to change the accent, go for it. Anyway, first question. William Moulton Marston, the creator of Wonder Woman, was also the inventor of what real-world device? And here's a hint. Wonder Woman is known for her lasso of truth and commitment to justice. So awesome. Any ideas what William Moulton Marston invented in real life?
William Moulton Marston invented the polygraph test.
Okay. How about John Ballbags? Ballsacks? Sorry, I keep forgetting names.
That guy he invented time cuts.
I think he needs a translator.
Sorry, Ballbags. Can you say that again?
I said he invented handcuffs.
Okay.
Handcuffs.
Handcuffs, I think I translated from that.
Right, okay.
And Cutlery Man, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I think Marston, he owns a pub, doesn't he? So I think maybe it's just like a chain of pubs.
He invented a chain of pubs.
He invented a pub called Marston's Pub, and everyone went there and got smashed, and that's how people know they tell the truth, because you always tell the truth when you're drunk.
Nice, okay. Well, I can safely say that Artson had pretty much this bang-on correct answer. It was the lie detector test.
Shit.
Yeah, you could, when you're not answering, you can talk normally. Don't worry, you're not like
honestly, MB sounds like Marlon Brando in The Godfather while having a stroke.
I want to see my family.
But yeah, well done to Artson. Anyway, question 2. Spider-Man, one of the most beloved superheroes of all time, made his debut in the comic book Amazing Fantasy number 15. In what year did this comic book come out? And I'm going to go to Cutlery Man first. And again, it's a point to the closest answer.
I think it was It was definitely in the 19s. How old's that man? 1963.
Okay, let's go with Johnny Ballbags.
Well, I have to say, I think it was 1969.
You sound a bit like Trump now. Okay,
I've got his skin now.
They thought he was going to die, so he took his skin. Okay, 1969. And Artson, what are we thinking?
I believe it was 1961.
I'm going to throw it out there for everyone. We have 2 people who were equally as close. We have
1962.
Was correct, but we're going to go. I was going to just say whoever says it first. Well done. Number 3. The iconic character Hulk is known for being green, but what colour was he in his first ever appearance? So I'm going to go to Artson first.
In Hulk's original appearance, he was grey.
Okay. Next up, Johnny Ballbags.
I've just changed my face again, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Incredible Hulk was definitely grey.
Okay. And Cutlery Man.
Yeah, well, they've both gone grey, so I'm going to go for sepia.
Is sepia a colour?
I don't know. I think it's a tone.
I think it's a tone.
Isn't that what Mexico looks like?
It's like a lack of colour. It's almost just monochromic.
Chromic?
Jesus.
Okay,
monochromic.
I'm going to say that Mr. Ballbags and Mr. Artson, you were both correct. It's grey.
That's bollocks.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Oh, my.
Josh,
who are you now?
Are you Mr. Sulu?
Takei.
Are you George Takei?
Oh, my.
I mean, that guy loves balls. I'll cut that with that.
Okay.
Josh, how often do you practice your Scouse accent, by the way?
Yeah, that's pretty good one.
I walk around the house just pretending to be like Steven Gerrard. Just want to play football.
Do you just watch Steven Gerrard interviews?
Yeah, of course. See?
Nice.
Yeah, of course. Just watch Steven Gerrard and say, I'll have baked beans today.
Nice. Okay, so question number 4. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are famously called Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. But what are these characters' names based upon?
Oh, that's the first person's going to get it easily.
It's a point for everyone who gets it right.
Okay.
It's only if it's like a one where it was like the dates and you had to, it was the first one. But if you get it right, you get it right. So, Artson, not Artson, Cutlery Man.
Oh, I'm worried I've got it wrong now. I didn't know Leonardo is an artist, so I was going to say he's an he's an artist. I think they're all based on artists, maybe. Who knows? Maybe something to do with art.
Okay, we're going to go with Artson.
They are all based on Renaissance painters.
And Ballbags?
They're all based on Italian Renaissance painters. That's the word. That's exactly how it is.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you all
Macho
the
Man?
points. You all did well.
Macho Man Randy Savage just popping in the chat.
Macho Man turn up?
Oh, you don't want to know what's cooking.
Bonesaw is ready.
Motherfucker appeared, snapped into a Slim Jim, and then left.
Okay, final question. I feel like this is too easy now. Anyway, what is the name of the blind character in Deadpool who is Wade Wilson's roommate? And I feel like now I know everyone's freaking watched the film, they're going to know it. Anyway, let's go Ballsack.
You know what? I actually can't remember. It's one of those films where I actually can't remember how it works. So I'm gonna go with what's the name? Nora. It's probably not Nora, but it sounds like a Nora. You know, capiche. It's so good.
Man, you guys are good at accents. Jeez. Okay, go for Nora. How about you, Artson?
I believe she is called Blind Al.
Okay, and what about you, Cutlery Man?
Yeah, well, I didn't fucking know, but now I do. I feel like there was a flaw in this system. I'm going for what my old robot buddy over there said, Blind Al or something like that. I think he's the one who played keyboards.
Okay.
Ray Charles.
Correct answer was, Artson?
Blind Al.
Nice. Blind Al was the correct answer.
Yes.
Okay, sticking in our characters. Beep, 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 beep. You've got to react fast. Russia, China, and America are quite simply fed up with each other, with each threatening to launch nuclear missiles within the next 7 days. But this time, they actually freaking mean it. If no one stops them, it's the end for all of us. What do you do, John Ballsack? Ballbags, sorry.
Well, I thought because my name's John Ballsack.
You got 10 seconds.
I'm Mike Tyson now, so basically, I'm gonna get my Ballsack powers, and I'm gonna put my Ballsack over the edge of the nuclear missiles, so when they fly off, and they're not gonna actually explode because they got Ballsacks on the end of them. So it's like stops it from blowing up.
Nice, using the true Ballsack power. Okay, Arson, what are you doing?
Arson is going to artificially inseminate each of the world leaders with twins of the other world leaders. Therefore, it would be genocide.
Ooh, nice.
Very good.
Make your choice, humans.
Nice. Okay, Cutlery Man, what are we going for?
Yeah, Cutlery Man's a bit of a wild card, so he's going to take some knives that he finds in a drawer and kill those twins, and then he's going to make them all sit down and have a cup of tea and just talk about their problems, because I think we can really get to the bottom of things if we just talk. People are always quick to fire missiles and guns. Just sit down and talk it out. Have a nice cup of tea. You'll be fine.
Okay, nice. Okay, so it's the climax. After some severe, very, very severe disagreements as to how to deal with this nuclear threat, you've all actually become enemies. You just couldn't find an answer amongst you. So don't ask why. You're enemies now. Anyway, using what you know about the other two superheroes or supervillains, whatever you are, I want you to prepare one attack against each of them and explain why you would be the last super standing in this battle. Does that make sense? I think I worded that wrong.
Okay, I get it.
It kind of makes sense. So I want you both, all soups, to find an attack against each of your enemies, each of the other two people, and I'm going to get you to explain your two attacks after an ad break. Are you tired of being ordinary, overwhelmed by life's daily grind, wishing for a little extra something? Well, wish no more. Introducing Super Smackhead, the revolutionary new pill that unlocks your hidden potential. With Super Smackhead, you'll gain the superhuman strength you've always dreamed of. Incredible strength? You got it. The ability to effortlessly charm your boss and win over your in-laws with some magic white powder? Absolutely. Knock out that prick who eats too loud? Go for it. Super Smackhead isn't just a pill. It's your ticket to a life of extraordinary possibilities. But wait, there's more! For a limited time only, get a free pair of X-ray goggles with every purchase. So what are you waiting for? Unleash your inner superhero with Super Smackhead. Available now at a pharmacy near you. Side effects may include spontaneous ejaculation, uncontrollable front farts, and a sudden urge to wear spandex. Super Smackhead. For when you just want to smack the shit out of someone. Okay. Thanks for the ad. That was fantastic.
Wow.
I'm definitely gonna.
It's great that you could get him in to read that ad as well. Like, he delivered it really well.
That was so good.
Back to the show anyway. So do we all feel kind of like we have some kind of attack against each other?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will start with, as you started the show off, Cutlery Man. You have one attack against each of the other two soups. What are they?
Okay. Can I do it in my voice?
If you guys want to, you can do it in your own voice, because there might be a lot of explaining.
So I come up against the ballsack guy. I can't remember his name either. John Ballsack? Was that it? Ballbag? Yeah. And I know that the first thing he's going to try and do is cut my balls off. So I'm going to cut my own balls off with a knife that I found in the cutlery drawer. And I'm going to fool him. See, my attacks, I don't have much in a way of attack. I can find cutlery.
You're more of a detective,
so I've got to use I got to use my cunning. So what I do is I cut my own balls off and get there first. And then I hide them in front of me, or I lay them out. They're not really hidden. And he sees them and he thinks, I can wear these on my face. But what he doesn't know is that I have AIDS. I forgot to mention that Cutlery Man has AIDS. And it passes the AIDS on to Ballbag Man, and he slowly dies of AIDS.
Okay, nasty.
I also have no balls, but it's so I can only do that attack once. It's like Hydro Pump on Pokemon, where you could only use it a few times and then it's gone. There is no PP renewal. That's a joke. Insert laughter. I'm quite proud of that one. And then I come up against what was yours called again? Jack Dawson's
Artson.
So for me, I've got a few ideas, because again, all I can do is find cutlery. So, the first idea is I was thinking, well, I need to protect myself from impregnation. So you know how they used to have like an iron cross, and it was like a form of stopping you having a baby,
mm-hmm.
and it was a cross you put inside you. So I'm having an iron spoon that I shove up my butt. That'll stop me getting pregnant. My other ways were to wow him with my cutlery skills. Or when he's not looking, I turn his arm into a cutlery drawer, and then that way I always know where he is, and I just run forever.
I like the fact that most of your attacks mean that you have to hurt yourself as well.
Yeah. But no, I figured the last one, like, I can just run, and I'll know if he's on a plane to get me, I can find that cutlery, because he doesn't know there's a spoon in his arm, and then I can track him, and I'll move to another country with, let's just leave it there.
Okay, so we're going to cast our minds back to as if that attack hasn't happened. And Artson, what would you do if these two were your enemies? How would you defeat these two?
If Cutlery Man was my enemy, I am made of metal, and I am powered by radiation. And Cutlery Man is just a man. Therefore, aggressive super radiotherapy would surely take him out.
Efficient.
And as for John Big Ball, he is one giant testicle against one giant metal foot. To be stomped and kicked upon, causing testicular torsion, incredibly painful, and very, very difficult to fix. Or so I'm told.
God damn, you're actually fairly scary in that freaking voice. Okay, right. How about you, John Ballbags? How would you fight these two?
Well, you see, the thing with being John Ballbag...
John Travolta.
is... I've got two attacks for these bozos, okay? The first one, I can't do much against Cutlery Man. Like, he's probably going to cut his nuts off. So how am I going to go about this? I'll tell you how, okay? All I do is I go over to NASA, okay? And I take one of the astronauts' ball sacks and then fly myself into space. And while I'm up there, I will get Galactus from the MCU, his nutsack. And I will take that nutsack and I will drop it from motherfucking space all the way down to land straight I'm Cutlery Man. And then for Arson? Austin? I think that's right.
Arson?
For that robot guy, I'm pretty much fucked. Straight up. But there's one thing. I'm a man, so I can't get impregnated. I do the impregnating. I'm literally just a massive walking ball sack. So you know what I do? I just get some water. That's all I do. Just turn the sprinklers on. Watch it rust him. Like he's a robot. He'll rust. It won't take that long. Just gotta sit and wait. It's my super watery intensity.
Okay, so I've got one final little task, just while I'm tallying up the scores, which I'm probably botched anyway. I'm going to tally them up. I want you all to think of a catchphrase, and I want you to just share your catchphrases while I'm counting. Really, that's what we're doing.
Okay, I got it. When I kill someone, I go, "That wasn't very knife."
That was good.
Nice, I like that. One of these, actually.
Okay, for Ballsack Man, it's gotta be Ballsacks don't itch, they fight crime.
I like this. There's no logic to it. I like it. What about Artson?
Artson hands people tickets and goes, "You just got spermed."
Nice. Okay, right. So
Can I just say props to MB for actually changing his accent every time like a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Fucking commitment, bro.
I'd just like to jump in really quickly as well before you give the final results. There's a little story. We created some superheroes many moons back, a few of us in the pub, and there was one that would be perfect against the Impregnator Man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Which was called Premature Birth Man. And do you remember Premature Birth Man?
Oh
and
God,
he could
so
find any
vaguely.
pregnant person and poke them, and no matter what stage of pregnancy it's at, the baby falls out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure it's really a
God.
superpower, but
It's Artson's natural enemy.
Premature Birth Man.
Oh, that would have been
So
a good round to think of your nemesis. That would have been a good round. Yeah.
But yeah, you impregnate them, and then I just unpregnate them. You've been unpregnated.
Unpregnated.
Okay, quickly. This won't affect scores. This is just for fun. So that was your nemesis. How about Cutlery Man?
Cutlery Man's nemesis would be lead, because you can't find cutlery in a lead room. Because it blocks out all signals. So pencils, shoes, anything that's got lead in, he's not very good with. And cars falling off bridges apparently is one of his things that he can't deal with.
He's a bit stumped in that scenario.
Yeah, so man who's made of lead.
What about
John Ballbag?
Yeah.
John Ballbag's nemesis would be Beef Curtain Woman. She's basically the same as John Ballbag, but for the opposite gender, so they're like rivals. They have been since the accident. They used to actually be together at one point, but that was before they both got turned into a walking vagina and a testicle.
Does
that mean
Curtains Woman?
Does that mean that Steroid Man is a minor villain in your world?
Yeah, there's everything. There's Steroid Man, there's Baby Rash Cream Man, there's Help Me I Prolapsed My Asshole Man. It just goes on.
Gross.
I just love the fact that you get to name yourself, and she's picked Beef Curtains Woman.
Oh, and the best thing, right? What do you call these group of films? It's the DCU, but not the DC universe. No, the Dick Cinematic Universe.
I was gonna the Dick Cunt universe.
Oh,
less so. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. On that note, time for the final scores. So, in third place, we're all winners here. But in third place, we have John Ballbags with 6 points.
Oh no.
So yeah, but yeah, you're still cool. In second place.
Oh, the tension.
Cutlery Man in second place. Cutlery Man, and that means Artson has won by 4 points actually. Apologies if I got an account, and I feel like that quiz in the middle might have been a bit iffy, but everyone got the points they deserved. So yeah, so well done, Artson. How do you feel?
I feel nothing.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Well, on that note, folks, thanks for stopping by and listening. And I believe next week we're going to have Matt hosting. Is that correct? Is that how this works?
Yeah, no, it's me. It's Matt round 2, motherfuckers.
Nice. Looking forward to that. So yeah, that will be next week's episode. And thanks for watching. Make sure you drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, or the podcast. Subscribe. We try and do it weekly on this channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Rainbow sex.
Nice.